different people because a few read twice. But about 80, probably 88 people filled these hours. And it was all by the prompting of God. And all I did was say yes. It's just amazing. And then the people that read, on Cross Mountain, I got a lot of reports of people who went up there. There was one woman from Blanco who went up, and she said when she got there, the woman reading in front of her was just in tears. And the Spirit of God was so strong. And she started reading, and she began crying. And then she sat and waited while the other person read, and she sat with them, and they were crying. And just that spirit of being touched so deeply. And at the gazebo, the people over there were, kind of took that space because it was out of the way. The ones who were real insecure but wanted to take part took the gazebo. And yet people came and wondered about it. One woman said she was reading out loud, and she was reading slowly, and she was crying, and a man came up and sat there and listened, just sat and listened. And in a few minutes, when she kind of had a break and looked over at him, he said, "Is this a denomination that's doing this?" And she said, "Oh no, this is just people from all different churches that are coming together to read the Word of God from cover to cover." And he just shook his head in amazement, and apparently he wandered on over to the marketplace and listened to them. And a few people had people interrupt their reading and ask about it. And we weren't doing it to be seen. We intentionally set it up so we could be seen. We weren't hiding, and we were doing it in public places. But it was for the reading of the Word back to God. It was an honor for God. And I think people felt that, and they were drawn to that. And there was one woman that was interrupted 3 or 4 different times as she was reading. People asking questions and wondering about it. But the real blessing, I think, was to each of the people reading how freeing, how it kind of broke loose something in their spirit to be speaking out loud in a public place, in the creation that God has created, to be speaking His Word out loud. And some people had said they hadn't read the Bible out loud in years. We read it to ourselves. And so that was a real opening for those people. And then there's people from Harper, people from Blanco, people from Floresville that are wanting to do the same thing in their community, that have Facebooked me and said, "We want to do this, we're going to do this." And so one person saying yes, and God multiplies it, and God multiplies it. And so any spark, any place that you're excited, say yes to and see what happens. It's just incredible.
Good stuff. Amen.